Hello, y'all, YouTubers. Yeah, this is Gil. Just letting y'all know that I'm still hanging out, hanging around. Oh yeah, guys, I would say, hang on out there. Like your comments that say, like when I'm talking about my depression, when you guys say, hang on out there, or something like that. I mean, I get a kick out of that. Well, anyway, well, thanks for all you guys' comments, by the way. And believe me, though, I am reading every single comment that I see on all of the YouTube videos. Every comment that you guys post, I am reading them. Just to let you know, I am looking at them. It's like if I don't answer them, it's just obviously because I have a lot in there, or it's like I am reading them. So anyway, well, here's some of my cassettes. I brought them in. I brought in some of my tapes because I decided to put some of them in the house. I have to clean the camera there. Well, anyway, I'm trying to clean it some more. Well, anyway, so this is one of my vintage recorders. This is like something that I had since 1981. Well, this is not the same one, but this was my brother's, Hector's. I mean, we had this since, we bought this in 1981 back for $69.99, if I remember. This is a Sony single speaker player. And I remember the Mighty 690. And this is the one. And then over here, this is one of my very, very first cassettes that I ever bought in my entire life. This is 1981, February 1981. I had this. I am the original owner of these. But this one's not the same tape recorder, but we had one exactly like this back in 1981. And it was this tape recorder that recorded this cassette. So, this is like the contents of the tape. I'm the original owner of it. I'm gonna turn on the light. And then this is like the tape itself. And then this is my voice. This is my kids writing. I was 10 years old when I wrote all this. So as a 10-year-old, I wrote all this, and I recorded this tape at 10 years old. So I'm gonna play this tape. And this is my voice, by the way.
Rainy days and we never get to play outside or never play.
That's my voice when I was.
Alright, I'm gonna put that in.
That's Hector.
Today was a horrible day. It was raining, it was cloudy, just like Cynthia's faces. And it was a pretty good day. Now let's talk about the hero of the day, Gilbert Rodriguez. How did you like this day, Gilbert? I'm mad about it.
That's me, 10 years old.
Rainy days and we never get to play outside or never play recess at school sometimes.
No, Gilbert, what did you like about it? Tell me what you liked about the day.
I like the rain. What do you like today about in the shopping mall? Because you got these tapes? Yep. My new only cost $2.58 for two of them.
My voice there.
Good price, huh? Well, let's go bye.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm waiting for my papa to. The windows are getting foggy. I know. Wait, I'm gonna have to wait for my dad because he likes gambling. He's the one who should have made up the song "The Gambler." Gambler. He'd be the perfect author for it, huh, Gilbert? Yep. I know. What?
How darn did I put those tapes?
You messing up the. Oh wait, was my dad coming? Oh, yeah, we're gonna record it. Now people are walking over here because they think they're weird.
So these cassettes.
We're gonna go up there.
Well, anyway, see these cassettes? I recorded these cassettes. Like this is I had a Kiss FM countdown on this tape before, but I needed a cassette back in my day in 1986, so I erased the countdown and I recorded all these songs on the, for off the radio. This is all off the radio, like the, I'm gonna play that tape. So I'm gonna play this tape. But I don't want to be playing music here because, the YouTube, they'll find, because I don't want to be having copyright issues. This is like the days of my freestyle, like 1986. Well, anyway, these are my cassettes. So, I'm gonna put it back now. So, okay, there's all my cassettes. These are like the first 3 cases. The first 3 is all TDK, and they're all D series. The cheap stuff. They're 60s or 90 minutes. And I'll have like 48 of these 90-minute D series from 1982. And then these are other cassettes that I've collected over the years. I have some Sony. These are cassettes that my aunt gave me. She gave me 10 of these and $20 for Christmas in 1984. And there's a miscellaneous tape. And then I have a electric breakdance cassette. And then I have these Memorexes. I did not used to like these Memorexes because they cannot be taken apart. Like I disliked that because like sometimes I want to be able to take them apart. But we can't because there's no screws on them. And so if I want to take them apart, because sometimes I need to take tapes apart to fix them or something. Or sometimes I just like to take them apart just for fun. But with these you can. So I never used to like Memorex because of that. Because the Memorex are known to do that. Or known not to be take apartable. And then these are like some of my, I have a game in here. A VTech game. Well, anyway, and then I had like these are some of these super old cassettes, like the ones that I had that I used to buy a pick and save for 3-pack for like 60 cents back in my day. I used to do junk recordings on these, mostly voices. I used to use these for voices, recording voices and stuff like that. I never used them for music or anything like that. Or serious recordings. And then these are some of my new wave look Memorex cassettes. Well, I liked these Memorex cassettes because they were clear for one thing, and plus we could take them apart because they have their screws. I liked these cassettes back in the day, and I used these for my music and voices, And then these are Target cassettes. These are my Target cassettes. And then these are some of the older ones that I have. And this was the same situation. I could not take these apart. These are the normal bias tapes. The memory, but I hate this on the Memorex as well. The parts, the pads, they used to get worn out with age. But with the normal cassette, they would still be good. They're still good to this day. Like these are those super old. Cause these are some of my very first cassettes. Like these pads on here, they're still good. They're still as good as new. For being I had these since 1981. Some of these, and this one I had this since probably 83. And these are some of the only times that I ever really actually done the high bias tapes. I mean, it was very uncommon for me to do those because it was really expensive to buy those back then. And this was from '82, but this is not the original cassette though. Well, bark. What's he barking at? Oh, he's barking at the. See, the dog is now barking. He's now barking at people now. He didn't do that. He didn't do that on the day that my bikes got stolen, you know, because he was just barely new to the house. Well, anyway, so. And then these are some Ampex cassettes that I have. These are from '81. These are okay, I guess. I mean, but they're okay, I guess. I mean, I never complained about these. Well, that was from 1981. I like them because I like the chrome covers though. I like that. That's pretty cool. These I received for Christmas, you know. I didn't like these that much because of the style. I mean, I like the way the TDKs looked back in the day. That's back in my day, you know. So, that's my main cassette. Those are my main cassettes back in my day. And then this cassette, I bought them at Pick and Save back in the day. I bought them because they had them for sale, and plus, you know, they were pretty cheap. So I figured, why not try them? You know, they're almost just as bad as the ones that we buy like these. They're just about as bad as that. These. Well, anyway. Now, going on to the let me see. Now this is like the very first of my very first case, but one of my and then these are the very first cassettes that I ever recorded in my entire. This is my very, very, very first cassette ever that I ever owned in my life, in my entire life. This is from February 1981. I'm gonna play it. My very, very first cassette that I ever owned, and it looks as good as new too right now. I mean, even the head, the pads in there, it's as good as new. I mean, I'm gonna play the tape.
Cynthia, bring Cynthia over here.
And it was this tape recorder that recorded this tape too.
But Cynthia wants to sing. Okay, Cynthia. 1, 2, 3.
So anyway,
Cynthia, what's your name?
more of my cassettes. I considered this my breakdance cassette back in the day. My dad. Yeah, let's see. And there's a story behind it. And then I drew my own covers. Yeah.
No, don't press. Oh, no, forget
You don't need any issues with copyright right now. And then these are cassettes that I recorded, or these are cassettes I got to Pick and Save back in the day for. Okay.
1981.
As you can see it, 1981.
Well, what was gonna have for birthday?
I'm gonna rewind this tape. And I know it didn't. I don't even know. Hang on. So,
No time for
so all the, well, and all the unique markings that I put on these cassettes. There's no two tapes that's exactly alike in this collection, evidently, because all of my cassettes, it's a value to me because like each of these cassettes represents a certain part of my day, part of my life. Like this is a breakdance cassette, by the way. I mean, it reminds me of a specific part of my life, like some of these like things like that I do on the cassettes, like putting stickers on them and the way I wrote on them or whatever. It's like they remind me of certain parts of my life, And then these, and then there's a case that I had for a while, and miscellaneous stuff. Well, and then all of these down there, all of these down here, the entire bottom row, the entire bottom row has nothing but these cassettes, nothing but these kind of cassettes. And I got them all at Pick and Save. They're all this type, this kind, at 60 cents for 3. I mean, for me, back in the day, it was more important quantity than quality because I loved cassettes back in my day. And I loved to have more and more and more cassettes. And the more I had, the better I liked it, the better I liked it. So it was more important quantity than quality because I didn't care about the quality cassettes like these. Because I wanted more rather than quality, And then these, even the 90 minutes, I did not used to do too many of these. I only did the 60s because they were the cheapest. And I wanted more, back in my day. That's how I was back in my day. This is a brand new cassette that I had never opened. And then these are miscellaneous cassettes, samplers, Remember these sampler cassettes? The samplers. Or the demonstration tapes. They used to do that. I remember they used to do that stuff. And these are all miscellaneous cassettes, I got these at Pick and Save and yeah. So anyway. And then this tape recorder right here, this is my tape recorder. I mean, this is not the same one that I had since 1981, but in 1981 I received this tape recorder. I received this for Christmas in 1981. My mom and my dad bought me this for Christmas. And I was 11 years old. I was 11 at the time. And then this tape recorder, I don't have it powered up or anything, but this is a Sharp. And it's unique because we don't see too many of these. This is from 1981, and and I remember when I got it, how happy I was. I was like the happiest guy on earth to get this thing. And I tell you, it's kind of like equivalent to the kids being happy with an iPhone, because that tape recorder. To get something like this, it was kind of like equal to getting an iPhone, I would say. But I mean, like these are the things. These are things that we would be so happy to receive back in the day. I mean, this was like the big thing. This was big back then, in 1981. And then if you had one of these, you looked as cool as someone with an iPod or an iPad or, an iPhone. You looked as cool. Even if it was like something like this. Like, they had more fancier ones, of course, but This was like a less fancy one, but you know, back in the day, that's what was in. That's what was a hit back then. Well, anyway, so talking about that was my cassette collection. So I'm gonna show you around. There's Furry. No Furry. He wants to get in. See, I did some work in the yard there, a little bit, and I put up a shed because I needed a shed. Really needed one, you know, because it took me 3 days to put up the shed. I had to build a base. And this hair so cute. He's so big. Dog got big now. So, anyway, so this is what's in my shed. I just have stuff that I'm not worried about the weather ruining or anything. Well, for now, I mean, this is what I have in here for now, but I'm gonna clean it up in here a little bit. I mean, it makes me feel like it's a garage. The shed makes me feel it's an extended garage, you know, which is nice because I really need the space. Really need the space. So anyways, we're gonna go take a walk. And there's a Mercury. I used it to go to work last week, and I might use it this week. So this is what I have in the garage now. I mean, it's more room in here now. I mean, it's less clutter. I have the DJ over here now. Because I'm going to plan on decorating for Halloween in here. Kind of like to lift up my spirit, I guess I would say. This bike is doing good. I mean, I'm actually kind of planning on buying another bike. Not like one of these, but I'm looking at buying a mountain bike, just like one of those Kents. There's one in Target that I like. And I only like it because of the way it looks and the collar of it. I like the collar. It's a really nice blue, like a metallic blue collar. It's a Kent Terra. And I like the price of it too, $100. I mean, it's a nice bike for being $100. And I want to get it. Or I'm probably gonna get it. It's kind of like a you know, like a souvenir for like doing well financially, I guess I could say. So anyway, so this is the garage. Well, I'm still wanting to clear some stuff. Maybe put a few things in the house. But anyway, so now talking about my depression and everything, I am still getting it, like I say. I am still getting it. But I mean, I just override it, you know, I mean. But, you know, it's like, I'm fine. I get it, but it's like, I just write it out, you know. I mean, no big deal. You know, it's not, to me, it's not too big of a deal anymore. Well, you know, right now, you know, dogs are making a mess over here, okay? And then I had the next door neighbor's dogs getting in here too, you know, like they're digging a hole under to get through by going under the fence and stuff. And while now I'm doing, as you see it now, I've been doing a little bit of things in this yard, and I still want to do more things, but little by little, you know. So I want to put up another shed. I need another shed. But this shed would be mostly, I would want to make a shed that's more like a playhouse. I would build one rather than buying one, because I think it's cheaper to build one than to buy one. Because the ones that they have at Home Depot, like the more fancier ones, they're like $2,000 to buy those things. But I mean, I guess, but I would think that it would be cheaper to build one than to buy one. But I would like to probably get I probably would like to build one that's maybe maybe 8 by 8, 8 feet by 8 feet. And that would make it more like a playroom for the kids. Or, I mean, I could probably still do more sheds. So I can have room in the garage, you know. I'm probably going to be putting more stepping stones here. Well, anyway, so this is me today. Vlog of the day. I hope I'm not boring you with this video, but anyway, that's how things are for me. And this is my interview. This is me.
No!
Gilbert, what is your name? What is your name?
God, Gilbert, I want to something that you can't
Gilbert, say, what is your name, little boy?
Gilbert, I see it.
Okay, and how old are you? How old are you?
10.
And what's your teacher's name?
Miss Borges and Miss Martinez.
Who do you like the best?
Miss Martinez.
What?
Miss
You're
Martinez.
supposed to like Mrs.
Miss
Borges.
Martinez. And Miss Borges.
What is your best friend's name?
Gilberto.
And
Gilberto.
Do you like going to school or not?
No. No.
Well, did you like better Mrs. Mariano or Mrs. Laway?
Better than Miss.
Better Mrs. Borges.
Mrs.
Can
Maya.
I hear you?
I guess I didn't like
Now
Mario.
let's speak to this ugly looking little boy over here. Little boy, what is your name?
Arnold.
That's
And
Arnold.
What is your age?
8.
And what is your teacher's name?
And I was born in August. Miss Rich.
God, don't do that. What is your teacher's name?
Miss Rich.
Little boy, you don't have to
Yeah,
get
that's
so
Hector getting
Miss
mad.
Rich.
Miss
and
Rich,
what grade
huh?
are you in?
3rd.
How come you're so dumb?
No, you left me. You suck it.
That's me right there.
No, talk to this gentleman.
That's me right
His
there.
birthday is tomorrow. What's your name, Hector? I mean,
That's
what's your name,
Heckler.
little boy?
I.
How old are you?
Come on.
You're kind of big, huh?
Holy.
Arnold beating up on me.
I didn't have very much homework. Just
What's your teacher's name? Oh, you have lots of them. Huh?
No, I don't even know 7 of them.
Oh, okay.
Miss Stark, Mr. Clark, Miss Funkhauser, Mr. Ortiz, Mr. Gordon on 19th Avenue, Mr. Lloyd.
And which one is your best? I mean, the one of your sisters or brothers that you like the most?
Sister Isabella,
Which do you like the best?
Cynthia.
Okay. How old is that little devil? That little
9
devil is
months.
Cyclone
9 months
Cynthia.
and
She's best known
9
as
months and 1 day.
She's best known in Cyclone Cynthia, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
She's cute.
Ching, ching.
She looks so cute. She looks like her mom.
Share.
And she looks. Gilbert is the ugliest of them. No, he's the prettiest.
Okay, yeah.
And you know who's the ugliest?
Oh man, that's funny. Now that's the show for the day. My oldest cassette and my very first one to ever own in my entire life. 1981. 36 years old as of this video. Well, anyway. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna get going, I guess. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I didn't bore you, you know. Okay. Thanks.